Hello everyone. I just wanted to go through my bullet journal that I haven't really shown you guys in long form video. I'm a little bit out of practice, so please bear with me while I'm in awe throughout everything. So let me just quickly go through my first setup. So the vibe this year is to go with collaging and just see what comes up. I really fell in love with collaging last year, like proper collaging. So that's what I've continued with. You can see more here. There's no real coherency in the pictures. I just, whatever the vibe is. I have my year at a glance, yearly overview, vision board, and like there's just other stuff in between, right? But what I really wanted to start with was my first quarter check-in. So my first quarter check-in, I have a general focus, a bingo board, a breakdown, and then I write a letter to myself, and which I've done here. Then I started with January. January was very minimal, warm colors. I do live in Spain, so it's not too hot and not too cold. So that's what the general layout is. You can see, for example, some days I do a double spread, some days I don't. My habits look like this, but you will see in February it's different. A line a day. I have a general check-in for my mental health, and then a physical, like what I do to work out. I've just put a link here because there's my finances, which nobody needs to look at. A food login, because I am trying to be more conscious and intentional with what I eat. Then a month review, which is a new thing for me. Just podcasts that I do for my job, books that I've read, any YouTube videos that I need to make, and then a general sort of collection of how I think that the month went. All right. And then my weeks, that's fine. I do one full week. I don't need more space in that. And then over here, I do take photos throughout the month, and I do like a monthly photo dump. I don't want to put them on Instagram. They're not like Instagram worthy pictures, but it's a way for me to be more present and to try and make the most of, nobody really prints photos anymore, like in a photo album, but I thought it was just nice than just having them collect on my camera, on my phone. Then that starts us with February. So in between each month, I'm going to try and do some sort of collage. This is what came up in for February. I had this, you can see this is all from one sticker sheet, which is cute, it's fun, it's light. But February itself is also very warm, the same as January, except that I'm using these washi tapes with this stencil for all my headings and these very cute animal, in clothing, winter vibe stickers. And that, I would say, is the theme for February. So I have my dashboard. So my dashboard has changed over the past couple of months. I am trying to find a Stoic quote. So the Stoic quote for February is, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." And I'm really trying to push out of my comfort zone this year, really try and achieve new things and change my life a little bit for the better. So I'm trying to add more stoicism back into my life. Also trying to read different affirmations every month. So if we look at January, the affirmations for January were abundance. Nobody needs to look at that, but abundance surrounds me and I am grateful. I trust the woman that I am becoming. I'm stepping into a beautifully successful year and I'm capable of achieving my goals and dreams. To be honest, I don't really have to hide this, but there's nothing really of interest that you guys need to see. Anyway, let's go back to it. Okay, so my overview, if you looked in January was over 2 pages, and the overview for February is on 1 page. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2. It just depends on what I want the vibe to be. This is also new. I really needed space to do a long to-do list at the beginning of the month. So what I generally do is at the beginning of the month, I need like that, it was called a brain dump. So I just need a really long list of things that I know that I need to achieve, whether it's a long-term goal like going to the dentist, or I don't know, tidying the office, right? But if it's taking up space in my brain, I wanted a place to write it down. But just because it's on my list doesn't mean I'm going to have it done in February. So I have a to-do and a ta-da. To-da mean obviously ta-da, I ticked it off, and a to-do meaning it needs to be done. So I can see the difference of what it looks like, right? So even if I don't go to the dentist this month, it can carry over into March, but maybe I don't know, started a new hobby or whatever. It could be something that I can acknowledge about myself. The line a day is the general, finding some sort of gratitude or a special moment or something that changed, what made today different from any other day. And I just think these stickers are so cute. Habits, so you can see before I had the line grid habit tracker. This is the individual block. I've only put the numbers on the first block because I don't feel like writing them all over again, but at least I have a space to monitor what they are. I know that most people only, monitor and track like maximum 6 habits. It's called a habit, but it's really about like me trying to establish routine. Like, I forget to take my vitamins. How often do I take my vitamins? How often am I drinking green tea? There are not things that I'm going to give myself shit for. Like, I'm not going to berate myself if I don't do it, but at least I can be intentional and see, right, Aurelia, you're doing really well in establishing a routine with this, but in this area you need to fix it a little. My mental page is just a page for me to acknowledge how I'm feeling, where I could be like, well, today I was really angry about this, or just want to acknowledge that I'm really grateful for that, because I have a separate emotional writing journal. But I thought it'd be nice to just acknowledge a little bit. Sometimes I fill the whole page, sometimes I only fill the first bit. It doesn't really matter. Physical is the same. I just have the date, how much I'm weighing. I want to start tracking my waist circumference while I'm trying to lose weight, the general exercise, and then any details that I have. And then I have my food log. Now, my food log is, again, I'm not tracking calories or anything like that. I just want to acknowledge and, again, be intentional and not hide away from myself. Like, did I binge today? Did I eat more junk food than I should have? What day am I fasting? Things like that. It just keeps me more accountable to myself. Finances, I just write down whatever goes off my bank card, again, just to be more aware of where my money is going. And then my 1 week a page setup, and that never changes, and this hasn't changed for many years. I have the week that we're in, and then you can see the highlighted week of what week we're in terms of like week 6 and week 7, but we're in the first week of February, the second week of February, then the things that I need to do during the week, and then this just gives me a place for my appointments, things that I can tick off that I did, etc. All right. And then the review, this is, like I said, in January, is quite new. It will be books, podcasts, thoughts, and then memories again are the pictures that I'll take for the month. And then, if I'm not mistaken, starts March is my birthday month. It's always usually bright and colorful and very opposite to my other sort of aesthetics. But March is usually always bright and shiny. And that's it, everyone. That's the vibe of the journal / planner for this year. And yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Check you soon.